My name is Ian Walsh. This is The Moment Money Matters, joint day 2 with Lindsay Gordon. Lindsay, thank you so much for being on.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. We were discussing non-performing secondary positions on properties and how, your company deals with them and what you guys run into. Last episode or last video, we talked about some of like the, what it is. So this episode, I wanted to talk about some of the strategies that you come across in this situation that, okay, you've acquired the bulk secondary notes, and now you have to say, all right, who's going to perform and who's not going to perform, right? So what are some of the strategies when approaching people? I'm sure there's people that don't want to hear from you. There's people that do want to hear from you. There's people that didn't have any idea. What do you run into a lot in strategies in trying to get those notes performing?
Yeah, we definitely have everything happen. Sometimes we have to send out a RESPA letter and TILA letter showing change of ownership and change of servicing. And sometimes just sending that letter is enough for someone to call in to find out more about what's going on. And then once I can get them on the phone, I can usually explain it in a way that they understand that they need to pay because they don't want to lose their house to foreclosure.
Sure.
So sometimes it's just a matter of having a conversation with the homeowner. And then there's other homeowners that aren't as cooperative. And so we actually have to start the foreclosure process. And we can foreclose from second position, and we can take the property back and sell the property. We can sell the property at foreclosure sale, or we can even take a property back and sell it regularly. So that's not necessarily our goal. I really do want to help the homeowner. But if the homeowner doesn't want to stay, then that is the ultimate result. So we work with the homeowners, and we can explain that if they don't do a modification agreement with us and figure out terms that are going to be affordable for them, then the ultimate result is we will foreclose and take the property and sell it. So we have the option of working a modification, or if the homeowner has like a large sum of money, sometimes they have a bunch of money in a 401k that they can take a hardship withdrawal, or they can also go to family and friends and get some money. Then they could pay off the mortgage and just satisfy it usually for a discount. That's their second best option for them to stay in the home.
Gotcha. Interesting. So I know when people in the non-performing secondary note world, I've got a few people that I know in it, loosely know about it, right? So my understanding though is, you anticipate when you take over these notes that you guys, there's a certain percentage of them that work out, certain percentage of them that you acquire, and so forth. So how frequently do you find A, you get in touch with the homeowner, B, they make, work something out, or there's a good strategy involved there how often does that happen?
Yeah, it definitely depends on the notes that you purchase, but we typically find that in maybe out of every 10 notes, there might be 1 or 2 that will get satisfied where they'll usually do a discounted payoff. We'll find that another maybe 4 or 5 will do a modification agreement and start paying. And then there might be like 1 or 2 that do some sort of like short sale, or we end up maybe handling the property. And then there might be another 3 that the borrower doesn't do any of those things, and we don't want to take the property back, so we just call it putting it on the shelf, and we leave it there. And luckily, actually, a lot of the ones we put on the shelf from years ago, people are calling me up to do full payouts now because they want to help. So
never heard of that. Okay, so putting it on the shelf means not addressing it at the moment, and then people call you back, surprise you a couple years later. It feels good, right? I guess why not, right?
Yeah, it's definitely, it's great. And then there also is another option, and this is the one we like the least, but the borrower can also potentially strip the second mortgage in Chapter 13 bankruptcy. So that can happen definitely within a batch of 10, maybe once.
Gotcha. So 10% work, 10 to 20% work out, 10% do that, 70% or somewhere in between, maybe on the shelf. I don't know. So interesting. That's good information about that. I actually didn't know some of that for sure. So, Lindsay, so how do people get in touch with you if they wanted to reach out to you?
You can get in touch with me. You can send me a message on Facebook. Facebook.com/Lindsay E. Gordon. It's LINDSAYEGORDON.
Perfect. And you guys know me, Ian at hardmoneybankers.com. Join you for the next one.